Hey, Courtney.
Hey. Oh, I like your backpack. All those pins and the keychains.
Yeah, you like?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I think it's these heart keychains.
You like those? Oh, I made them myself, would you believe?
Really?
I did.
That's awesome.
Would you believe I made them out of hot glue?
No way.
Seriously.
That's really cool.
You want me to show you how?
Yeah.
All right, just wait a minute. I'll show you how. First thing you're gonna want to do is get your hot glue gun, and you're gonna want to put your glue stick in it, whether it's red, pink, or whatever color you like. Load it up, and take note of what it looks like when you have one full glue stick in there. And you could refer back to this video, or you can take a picture with your smartphone. But every time you see this much left on your glue gun, you're gonna know that you've used one glue stick before it. All right, so I'm gonna plug these in and get it hot so that we can make keychains out of this. All right, it's gonna take 15 minutes for it to warm up. So not gonna snap here. And we're back. All right, so I have, I've got my hot glue gun with the pink one in it, and another hot glue gun with the red in it. Now the reason why we waited 15 minutes is we wanna make sure that they're nice and hot. These are high temperature hot glue guns if you got a library kit. If not, make sure you are using a high temperature glue gun or a dual temp turned to high. So, yeah, let me show you what happens if your glue isn't quite hot enough. Take a look at this. Can you see that? Ooh, bring it up there. I'll try it here too. Yeah, so this is what happens when your glue is not hot enough. It will dry up before you even get to fill out the rest of the silicone mold. So you want to make sure it's nice and hot so that everything melts together. I'll show you what that looks like right now. So I'm starting with the pink heart. Something good to do with this is to make sure that you hot glue behind this little heart in here, because it doesn't always get there with the natural flow of things. Here's something else I do, is just push it through. Look at that. It was that hot that it let me just push it through. Now, while it's all one molten lava bit, I want to make sure it is spread all around the bottom. There we are. Now I'm going to add one more. Now to push it through, I'm going to add a second stick. For this pink heart, you really only need one. There we go. And I'm going to need this to push it through the rest of the way. Make sure you don't use more than the one for this particular type of keychain, because if it overflows, it'll be too thick and you won't be able to slide the key ring on it. So there we have it. I just made the pink heart, and now it just needs to cool. If you're really impatient, you could put it in the freezer if you want, or sit it someplace cool, like on marble. So I'm just gonna set that aside. It'll harden up in just a few minutes. And meantime, I've got this one to make. So if you're making the digital video game heart here, you're gonna have to make two molds. That's right. One for the front and one for the back. It doesn't have a heart, little cutout like the other one, so that you can slip the key ring through it. We're going to have to glue a jump ring between two pieces that are made of about 1.5 to 2 of these glue sticks per side. There we go. And see, I'm already needing to push it through with a second glue stick. There we go. Excellent. Now, you might notice, of course, see, it didn't go in all the places, just squeezing out in the middle. So I'm gonna have to go around, making sure that every nook, every cranny has a little bit of the hot glue in there to harden. You may be asking yourself, Laura, why aren't you making these out of resin? Well, I'm too impatient for resin. And polymer clay. Now that looks like about enough. And it looks like, yep, I've got it into every nook and cranny. And it is one complete molten piece. So I'm gonna sit this one to cool, and I will be right back when they're cooled, and we'll finish off these keychains. See, this doesn't take much work, does it? All right, see you in a moment. We're back, and I've already made 2 of the red ones, and just that one pink one, if you remembered. Now to take these out, all you do is put your thumbs in the back, fingers here, and just push it right out. There we go. Yeah. So these are the 2 that are gonna have to go together. And let's see the pink one. Ah, awesome. But you might notice, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut off a few pieces here. So let's do that. Yep. I like to use tiny scissors the best for this kind of small detailing stuff. So these are embroidery scissors, but you can use manicure scissors too. Bandage scissors are also very small. Just with those tiny skinny blades, I feel like I'm getting better precision and closer to my little heart here. Close to my heart. All right. So that's pretty good. So you might see that the sides are a little imperfect and wonky. There we go. See, but that's okay. Nobody's gonna notice that but you. And we aren't perfect. And nobody's heart's perfect either. Okay, so particularly for this pink one, and we're gonna do it for the red ones too, we are going to use some Mod Podge. You might notice that while the side facing up, while it was still in the mold, the side facing up is nice and smooth and shiny. Well, the side is smooth, but it's not very shiny and sparkly. And see, I'm turning it and it's not really picking up a lot of the glitter, whereas the shiny side is. So I'm gonna make it shiny all over using some decoupage. You could also, for an extra smooth, extra shiny finish, use nail polish. And whether you're using nail polish or the decoupage, make sure that you open a window because they both smell very strongly. Completely different smells, but I am not a huge fan of either. And just take your paintbrush and you'll put on a little bit like this, just a little tiny bit. And you're gonna wanna spread it around. Here we are. You don't wanna use a lot of decoupage. You can put on as many layers as you want, but each layer needs to be very, very thin. So you wanna make sure there's no bubbles or anything coming up. And that once it's dry, completely dry, mind you, you can put on a second coat and it'll make it more shiny, fill in even more rough spots and holes. But I'm gonna do it on both sides so it matches. So you put on a little bit, and then basically the rest of it, you're spreading it around and wiping it away. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the 2 red pieces. So I'm sure that you're gonna get bored watching me do this 3 times. So I'm not gonna make you. We're gonna be back in just a second. Okay, it's time for us to finish making this little guy right here. So all you need is a pair of some pliers and a key ring. Oh, for the bags of these, the jump ring is already attached to the keychain. So I'm just gonna open it up. Nice and wide. This is why you don't want to make this too thick, because we're gonna have to angle it in here. Get it to come all the way to the other side. There we go. Without losing that. So I'm just gonna, now that I've got those sides out, I'm going to just close them back together. Come on. There we go. And this one's all done. Go add it to your keychain or to your book bag or any other cool thing you'd like to hang this off of. Now let's take a look at our red ones. So this one here is all dry. You can see the streaks on it a little bit, but that's okay. It's a little more of a texture that you could keep a grip on. That's what I would think of this. And this one's still on its way to drying, but that's okay. Because we only needed to do one side with these. Because this side is going to be where we glue them together. So if you have one of our kits from the library, I believe I taped these little tiny jump rings. There it is. I taped these tiny jump rings to your instructions. And I'm just gonna open that up. This one's pretty easy. Well, actually you don't wanna open it up. I'm just gonna put this right on top of one of them. I'm gonna put the little opening facing inward. Try to balance it there best you can. And you get your hot glue gun back out. This is why you don't want to use the full 4 that I gave you if you're using a kit. You'll probably need a little extra to do this part. So I'm putting a little bit of hot glue there to hold that in place. And I'm just going to hot glue around the perimeter so that this is going to glue together nicely with the other half. All right, now to stick them together, line them up best you can and press down. Oh good, it's still showing, that's good. Okay, so you can see the jump ring right there, or right there if you'd rather. So the thing that you're gonna have to do with this keychain is you're going to need to open this little chain link here. Definitely want to use some pliers for this. So let's see, look for the little split. It's only on one end. There it is. And then you just want to get this opened. Okay, there we go. All attached, nice and shiny and smooth, and all ready to go wherever I want it to go. So I hope you had fun making this. I know I did. I will see you next month for another program back here on YouTube. That's all I got. Goodbye, everybody.